Welcome to Tiny Tours. I'm Andre Gorzell, a docent at the Meadows Museum. Today I will be presenting Saints Benedict and Onuphrius, a painting by Pere Vall, a 15th century artist from the Catalan region of Spain. The work, painted around 1410, is temper on softwood panel and measures 36 by 26 and 3/8 inches. There's good evidence that Pere Vall studied with fellow Catalan artist Pere Serra, and the influence may be seen in extant retables, or altarpieces, one of which is located in the Basilica of Santa Maria Manresa. There was great demand for images of holy figures in the 15th century, especially in Catalan churches. Saints Benedict and Onuphrius originally was part of a retable, which occupied the space behind the altar in a church where Mass was said. Imparting the history and stories of the Catholic faith to those who could not read was vitally important, and Pere Vall was renowned for his expertise in conveying these stories through his skill as an artist. The representation of figures in devotional works was determined by the patron, the locale, and even the popularity of a saint. To the viewer's left, Saint Benedict is recognizable by his distinctive black robe, indicating the garb of a monk who lived from the late 5th century and early 6th centuries. He holds a crozier in his left hand, signifying authority and discipline, and the book he wrote, Regula Magistri, or Holy Rule, became an indispensable guide to daily life, austerity, and devotion to monks in monasteries. Regula Magistri established the model for monasteries, particularly in Western Europe. These are attributes that identified Saint Benedict, thus providing instant recognition for both literate and illiterate viewers. To the viewer's right stands Saint Onuphrius, who is known as one of the Desert Fathers, or early Coptic Christians from the 3rd through 6th centuries, divinely inspired to seek spirituality through a solitary life of prayer, contemplation, and deprivation. Miraculously, he was nourished by the fruit from a date palm tree, and his thirst was quenched by water which spontaneously sprang next to the tree. An angel regularly provided the Eucharist to the saint. His magnificent head to foot mane of hair and wreath of flowers and leaves encircling the saint's midsection served to create familiarity between saint and viewer upon sight. The saints are boldly rendered and stylized in a richly decorated geometric composition adorned with gold, which is typical of late medieval Spanish sacred art. While there is a foreground and a background, there's not a tremendous emphasis on depth. It is important to consider that this is but a single panel of several placed at the base of a much larger retable. The Spanish retable was typically the focal point of the church and was elevated higher than the altar where the priest said the Mass, inviting the congregation to contemplate the majesty of the faith. The painting that is being presented today would have been placed at the banco, or base, along with several other narrative paintings. From the perspective of the congregants, Pere Vall's paintings would have appeared much different, whereas we are viewing the work separate from the whole retable and at a distance much closer than it was intended to be seen. The gilded portion of Saints Benedict and Onuphrius, an integral element in the overall design, serves multiple purposes. First of all, the gold signaled the wealth of the patron. Secondly, it enhanced the appearance of the painting, creating a luminous glow in the candlelit and cavernous setting of the church. And thirdly, it reinforced the concept of divine light, the belief that God is the guiding light to everlasting life. In Pere Vall's painting, Saints Benedict and Onuphrius, the artist has created a visual language, making the intangible concept of faith tangible to the faithful. Thank you for listening. Plan to join us for more of the Meadows Museum's Tiny Tours.